Hey YouTube, I'm Matt. Today I am going to show you how to take apart your amiibo. Now when I say take it apart, I guess I'll show you how to take apart the limbs, heads, fireballs, whatever you want to take off. You can apply a little bit of heat. I'm not going to go through the whole process because I have one taken apart, but I will show you how to take apart the base to get into the NFC chip. And if you're going to be doing any wiring, then that's also how you want to get in there. So what you need is a heat source. Now, I have a hot air rework station, which I used to use on fixing Xboxes and PS3s. You could use a hair dryer, anything that applies a little bit of heat. My problem with Toad, I'll show you what happened with him, was I was trying to get him off the base, pulled his head popped off. I wanted his head off, but not necessarily in this order. I took the vest off, and his arms as well. Hey Toad, you gonna give me a hand? I hate when people stick out their tongue when they do jokes, but that's okay. Okay, so now you're also going to want some sort of a prying tool. I use my work knife. You want it to be something that is very thin and also has a wider base, because if you're using something that's not so wide, like a screwdriver, which I have used, it just digs into the base and it wrecks it. So if you want it to be nice and smooth, then you're going to do it like that. So Bowser, I'll leave you. I'm going to take him apart, and I'm going to do a mod that nobody has seen. It's going to be new, and yeah, you can watch out for that. But I'm not going to take him apart right now. Right now I'm going to take apart Megaman. So, I've done Megaman mods in the past. This one's going to be a little bit different, but I'm not going to do that one right now. Right now I'm just showing you how to take him apart. So, what you want to do is take your heat and apply it down to the base. Any amiibo will come apart at the joints as long as they're not a solid piece of plastic. So with Mega Man, unfortunately, he is pretty solid. So what I have to do is I apply heat to the point where his arm gets soft and I can bend it out. Once his arm goes straight, I stick it in cold water to keep the shape. Okay. Once it's straight, then you can cut at the joints, and you can cut the gun off at an inwards angle. And I do the same thing with the boots. And as long as you do it properly, then you shouldn't really have any issues, but it is easy to damage him. But you have to make sure that he's straight if you're going to be drilling. So apply the heat to the base. Once you have enough heat there, just go. Some will come off easier than others. Some take a little bit more work. This one is actually really easy. Mind you, considering the fact that some people get amiibos in the packaging without the base, it's not surprising that some are easier than others. Anyways, so now I have my Mega Man off. This is a way better method if you're going to be painting them. Just pull them off. You don't need to tape, paint it, super glue back on, done. Okay. If you're going to be drilling for wiring to put LEDs on them or anything, then this is the way to go as well, because it's the more you can take them apart, the easier you can drill through and just reattach them at the end. So now, I still need my heat. I have the base here. I'll make sure that I heat this nice and even. Now, the way the base works is that, let me grab my knife. I'll point at this. So, it's glued with an inner ring all along the outside edge here. Okay. The NFC chip is in the middle. I used clay for Toad before and baked him in the oven. And what temperature did I bake him at? Can't remember now. 160, 210, who knows. But either way, I baked them pretty high for about 15 minutes or so. That was my first time with the oven bake. I didn't take them off the base, and the base melted. The middle was bent up and wasn't connected. The bottom was bent, it wouldn't stand straight anymore. And when I checked the NFC chip, it still worked. So I'm not going to say you're not going to break the NFC chip, but I wouldn't worry too much about it. So I have my heat there. You also want your heat there, because this is where it's going to break loose. The outer ring, right around there, is where it's going to break loose as you're prying. I melted some of the words, that's okay. I guess that's also why a hairdryer is good here. I'm not getting so much. So now I'm in there. I want to get in. Now I know his foot's going to cover right here. So this is what I'm going to go in today, just in case I do happen to cause any damage to it. But there I go in. No damage yet. There you go. Now I'm in. Now if you use those X-Acto knife blades, they tend to snap off inside, so I'm not a fan of them. See right there, I didn't go in deep enough and I damaged it. There's the glue letting go. Oh, I guess I should be using a thinner knife. Now here's where, what can I use? Oh yeah, my knife that likes to break off when I use it. Here's where something else, just go inside and hold it out is good. It's right there. Got that in there. So now that's out. I'm not going to damage it here. Probably along the edge. Okay, that can just fall out. Make sure that you keep prying along, because if you try to just go in and rip it out because you think that you have enough off, you can wreck the plastic and it can snap in half. This plastic gets pretty brittle. See right there, I didn't pry enough, and this side doesn't want to come off. Why don't you want to come off? There we go. So there's the NFC chip. Now because I put a battery and switches and everything in there, what I do is I just place it right back in the bottom. Actually, I'll show you how it came. It comes right there like that. Sticky side up. And I place it sticky side down in there. Works the exact same. Scans the exact same now, see? Good condition base. And except for that one part where I didn't go in deep, right there, I just put the tip in. You know that game, just a tip. And I pried it and pulled the plastic. Now that's what happens if you use a screwdriver. One of those thin screwdrivers, it'll just be a little bit wider than that bubble right there. But that's how you damage them. So if you want it to be in good condition, just go in deep enough with a wide tool and you are set. And then you can drill your holes, wire it, LEDs, whatever you want. you try to use one of these, you can see there where I tried to go in before to pry it off, and it just snaps off. And it doesn't help you at all having it in there. All it does is mess you up. So that's what I'm going to show you today. And hopefully you learned how to do it properly. Hopefully you'll get better than me. I have a lot more to take off, so yeah, hopefully I'll get better too. Anyways, thanks for watching.